Hello there, darling Cancers. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot or Diamond Dragon Lady, whichever channel you may be watching this from. My name is Ariel, and this is going to be your October 2023 check-in. I am a little later than I'd like to be getting these up, but we are going to dig right in anyway and see what's been going on with you so far for these first couple days of October and on through the rest of the month. I am an astrologer as well as a tarot reader, so we do bring some elements of the astrology into your reading, so we will give you a little bit of both. This promises to be a very active month. There's a lot going on in the astrology, including a full moon lunar eclipse on October 26th, which will be during the time when the sun has already shifted into Scorpio. So this definitely is going to be a very powerful, kind of out with the old, in with the new kind of month. So let's go ahead and dig right into it, Cancer. Dear angels, ancestors, guardians, guides, let's see what we have for our amazing Cancers out there, our little moon children. Let's start out with your oracle cards, see what kind of keywords and energies you're coming in with. Yes. I know a couple Cancers, and I say that this is absolutely true. You guys do need some relaxation. You do need some R&R. You do need some time out to not work so hard. And it's interesting that we have the full moon in this keyword, because I think that, you know, on or around the full moon of the month, when we start getting into the later part of the month, that's going to become even more noticeable that you need that. And maybe you should plan ahead to have, you know, some time off or time to yourself. But I would say, you know, that whenever you can get those moments of relaxation, those extra naps, a little, you know, extra, you know, self-love moments, do that. You know, do whatever, you know, works for you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the protection card. So to me, this is a feeling of being, you know, very much covered and blessed by the universe. So even if you're feeling kind of vulnerable, you know, as Cancers often do, this is really kind of almost like that little crab shell, you know, coming over to kind of give you some protection. The roots outnumber the branches, so the deeper the roots go, the better. You got that lightning storm, you know, going on above, but you're still protected. If you're nice and grounded and centered in the earth. So let's get a numerology card on this for you. Let's see what special number is aligned with you for this month and this time of the year. Oh yeah, there are some changes here going on, Cancer. I know that Cancers don't always like the change card or the change energy, but it's definitely happening. I would say, you know, with this solar eclipse, lunar eclipse energy, we have the, you know, solar eclipse and new moon in Libra on the 14th, and then that full moon lunar eclipse on the 26th. There is a lot of change in the air. Things are going to start feeling, I think, a little bit easier and a little freer flowing for you as well as we go through the end of the month, because, you know, coming into October, we have a lot of Libra energy. And I love Libra, but Libra isn't always the best for Cancer because it is a square, T-square, to your sign. So it is more stressful. It just is more, there's more friction, there's more push and pull and all of that stuff. So it does start, you know, I would say, you know, a change in the season is definitely good for you because Scorpio is a fellow water sign. Once we start getting into the later part of the month, it just vibes with you better. I will say that. But the number 5 is very much about changes. It can be about friction and stress. There's a lot of movement with the number 5. It's also a very creative number, so definitely put that intention out there that there can be creativity brought into the change. The bottom of the deck had the effort card. So I feel like, you know, whatever efforts you put into the month are very good and they have a good outcome. We've got the 13, which is a really powerful number. Not only is the 13 the number of the death card in the major arcana in the tarot, it also to me brings in a lot of stability because we've got the 1, which is your self-identity, your own personal self. We've got the 3, which is again a very creative number, a number of really bringing things into manifestation. You add them up, you get that 4, which is very stabilizing, very grounding. Let's get into some gems and crystals. You know I love my crystals and my gems and my rocks. Let's see which ones of these are best for you to work with, Cancer. Let's see what comes on up for you. That's always an interesting one. I like it though. It's a very unique little crystal. It's small. The dioptase, you usually can't get like real big chunky pieces of it. It's like a little mineral. So direction, heart chakra. So it's kind of like, when I'm just getting this message, like change of heart, change of, you know, just where your heart's directing you or leading you. So you might want to use that if you do work with gems and crystals. And on the bottom, we do have the calcite. The calcite is very calming. It's very soothing. It's good for all the chakras to help bring everything into balance. And I do feel that, especially, you know, with that relaxation card, you do need some time for that calm, for that direction. And I think when you kind of calm the whole system, the mind, the heart, everything, the physical body, it's like you're able to see where you want to go easier. You're able to feel out those directions much better. Let's get into a spiritual guardian or guide. And we'll ask which one of these folks wants to come through and help you the most right now. Yeah, light activation and Kuan Yin. I'm going to take both of these. Really, really nice. Ooh, this one just feels so bright, so light. Sanat Kumara, light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be loved. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. That bodhisattva of compassion. I love her. She's one of my favorites. So I would be very compassionate with yourself right now, Cancer, through whatever light activations or changes are happening. Yeah, don't be afraid to listen to your internal guidance. It's very important at this time. I'm feeling that. Let's get into your tarot. We got our little Halloween tarot for this time of year. So let's get your Celtic cross going. Your spirit, let's see a nice big accurate picture for Cancer. Anything they need to see or feel or know for their highest good, please. Yeah, see, oh, that number 3 is coming up big. I'm saying that there's a creative change in the air. And it's really nice. Okay, so right in the center, this is a great card to have in the center. Nobody has had this yet in all the readings. This card hasn't even come up in any of the readings I've done so far. So this is really nice for you guys. The Empress card is Taurus and Libra energy. Notice that. Notice the synchronicity because our new moon is in Libra. Our full moon in Taurus, there she is. She is Venus ruled, and Venus rules both of those signs. So, you know, Cancer, I can't really think of a much better card for y'all because she is that universal mother, and Cancer is very much that spirit and energy, right? Because you're the moon people, and the moon is all about the mothering energy, the nurturing energy. So whatever it is that you are nurturing, creating, producing, dreaming about, like it's time to really start putting manifest energy into that, like bring it into the world. You know, for some people that's literally like their kids or their pets, but I think, you know, it's many times it's something more creative, something more higher minded in a lot of ways. Sometimes it can be those physical manifestations of nurturing, but you know, in whatever capacity it comes through, it's a very positive way that that's going. Let's get into a clarifier for her. And we have the 2 of Wands coming up. Let me just go through my deck real quick. I got a couple of these flipped around, it looks like. Okay. So Two of Wands, clarification. Yeah, I do feel like the doors are opening. Some of the things you might be creating and working on, you're going to do these on your own. And some of them you're going to take people with you. It's really a choice. But I do feel like this is more of either a new beginning or you're approaching an old project in a new way. So it just feels really good. Feels like a real fresh start. In the immediate past, we got the Lovers card, Gemini energy. So lots of communication, lots of conversations, maybe some decisions to make. Sometimes relationship choices to make go along with that. Let's see what we have. Clarifying that card, get a little bit deeper on that message. The Emperor. So yeah, I feel like there could be someone that's kind of fiery in your life. Could be an Aries or Aries energy. Definitely kind of a take charge personality, or maybe you have decided to take charge when it comes to a relationship. Whether that's beginning one, ending one, keeping one going, whatever that vibration might be. Going into the immediate future, we have the Page of Ghosts, the same as the Page of Cups. This is really strong Pisces energy, so it can indicate, loving messages, spiritual communication. Your dreams may be very vivid. You may finally hear back from somebody you wanted to hear from. All that kind of stuff goes along with this one. Let's get a clarifier on this one. And Six of Wands. So it's really something that makes you happy here, Cancer. It's like a success. Six of Wands, a success. It's a victory. It's recognized achievements. You could literally see this as like getting the promotion, getting the thing that you asked for, or maybe you asked for it a long time ago and finally someone picked up the phone and said, yes, you got it. That's what I feel like with that one. On the bottom, I love the subconscious energy, kind of what's going on within your deep subconscious soul is the Sun card. I feel like you're focusing a lot more on the positive right now, Cancer, and that's a good thing. Solar energy is, one of the best cards that you can possibly pull in the tarot. So I feel like, and the more you put your mind towards that, towards positive outcomes, towards creative energy, towards fresh new beginnings, kind of that rebirth feeling, the better it gets. This can also be like your vital life force returning for real, like that you may start to feel more energized from within. Clarifying this is the Six of Swords, one of my favorite cards from the sword suit. There's not many. Swords are tough, but this is one of the better ones for sure. Is leaving behind difficult times, leaving behind drama, sadness, depression, difficult situations that just kind of go nowhere. Some of these you've really had to, just pick up and leave everything behind. In this card, you really see these people that are leaving everything behind. They're not taking much with them, but they're heading in a much better direction. So you may feel like in some ways you've cut some of these old losses instead of just hanging on to them, again and again for dear life. That can be a really positive thing. And you're just making that very conscious decision to move forward. On the top, crowning the spread, message from Spirit, is the Queen of Pentacles, their little pumpkin queen up there. Capricorn energy. She's my little bunny rabbit queen. I love her little bunny rabbit there. And, to me, this is it's a wise kind of investment energy. She's very much about being careful with her money, being careful with her time investment. It's also, somebody that has generally a lot of good work ethics. She's very much about doing the best possible quality work. To me, the bunny rabbit is a symbol of abundance and fertility. And, she's a little bit like the Empress, right? She really has that ability to manifest things on that very tangible, earthy level. This can also be a very good businesswoman kind of energy. Or just business person in general. It doesn't matter if you're male or female watching this. But to me, the rabbit is also a symbol of caution. Rabbits are very sensitive to their environment. They know when something shifts, they know when something changes, and they know how to adjust very, very quickly and easily to accommodate that. So it's a great energy. I love the kind of earthy queen vibe you've got going on in your reading here. And the Wheel of Fortune. So things, I feel like, in work and business and creating and manifesting, it's like things are really starting to turn in your favor. And I love this position because it is that higher mind. It is those more enlightened kind of messages. It is, really letting you know. And I think that the other thing in the astrology I would point out, there's some really nice energy going on, especially as we get into the later part of this month. Jupiter and Uranus are giving you great vibes because they're both in Taurus, so it's very supportive to Cancer. It brings a lot of opportunities and new possibilities. We've got Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. That also gives you a lot of support. And when Venus shifts finally into Virgo on October 8th, we start moving out of that Libra stuff towards the end of the month. All these things start to move very much more in your favor. You will notice the shift of energy. So let's see what we've got next in your advice. Let's get some advice for Cancer, please. Yeah, there's definitely new beginning vibes here. It's absolutely a whole thing. Suggested approach is the Page of Wands, the Page of Imps. Yes, it is absolutely about, new beginnings, fresh new vibrations. The suggestion is really to lighten up. This is a lighten up kind of card. It really tells us to embrace more joy, have more fun, be more playful, don't be so serious, don't be so dour, And I say that as a Capricorn. I hate being told to cheer up, but but sometimes we really need to. Sometimes we really do need to. Let's get a clarifier, please. Page of Pentacles, more new beginnings. This is great. I mean, it's so nice. The suggested approach is, start making maybe small but steady investments in yourself and in positive, fresh, new direction, and just having more fun, right? This is really, Page of Pentacles is also, again, very earthy. Got a lot of nice earthy vibes here. And it is about making those little investments of time or energy or finance into yourself. This can be, again, going back to school, taking a class, learning something new, a new skill, a new trade. It can just be investing into something, maybe starting a small savings account. It's just little things like that. What you need to know or be aware of is going to be the Nine of Bats, Nine of Swords. I think a lot of people are going through this one right now. It is it's a sleepless nights. It's anxiety, stress, fears that, don't really come to anything. They usually don't unless you just really, obsess on them so much you bring them into manifestation. I also think that because you have such good manifesting power right now, Cancer, I think it's important for you to focus your thoughts elsewhere. Like if you notice your mind starting to wander into that more stressed out, darker territory, just nudge it back and be like, it's okay, honey. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to have those thoughts and feelings. But it's important to be aware of it when it happens so you can kind of hit the reset button a little bit more. Let's get a clarifier here on this. Oof. Yeah, you may be really worried about relationship. You may be really worried about maybe choosing the right person, or are they going to like me back, or am I going to hear from them? I mean, because to me the Lovers is love, but it's also a lot of communication. It's like, are they thinking the same thing I'm thinking? Kind of like just stressing yourself out over it. I wouldn't do that though. I mean, you got that love card coming in twice this month, so I would pull more into that good feeling than to pull into the stress or worry about it. Hopes and fears is the Three of Wands. I really do feel that you're hoping that some of your investments work out, that some of them return to you. Let's see what we have clarifying. Yeah, Nine of Wands. You've been working hard. There's something you've been working really hard at, Cancer. And, you know, the Nine of Wands is kind of like, you're really kind of protective about what you have been working on and what you've created. You're still strong. It takes a lot of courage to keep going. But it is kind of heavy right now. Like, it's been kind of burdensome. Work could be burdensome. Something in your life could be just weighing on you. And, you know, right now I feel like you do need a break, and you do need to give yourself permission to rest more. Absolutely. Outcome potential is the Nine of Cups, same as Nine of Ghosts here in the Halloween deck. And to me, this is a beautiful outcome because it really says, hey, you're going more in the direction of your hopes, dreams, wishes, the things that you want to see come into your life. Don't get complacent with it. You know, keep investing in what you want to see, one day at a time, one piece at a time. But that is a very nice card for the outcome. And I do feel like this month is heading towards an overall energy that's going to be a lot easier and more in harmony for you. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. You can't just sit it out. The only, warning that the Nine of Cups gives us is that you may feel kind of so self-satisfied, with what you've achieved so far, that you stop putting in the effort. And the key is not to ever stop really putting in that effort. We don't have to work ourselves, we want to burn the candle at both ends, but we do have to keep the work going. And I think part of that is to inspire others. We have the Three of Pentacles here, and in this card, deck, they have, it's like the artist, the teacher, the model, right? It's all of them are working together to create the art, to teach the lesson. And so, this is a card of finding like-minded people that want to work at the same things that you do, and keep the progress going. So on the bottom, we do have the Devil, and we have the Ten of Swords. To me, these are both challenging cards. They are. The Devil is very Capricorn energy. The Ten of Swords is something that's kind of done, dead, over with. And I feel like this has so much to do with either like maybe a bad habit, an addiction, a routine that hasn't been good for you, working too hard. To me, nobody ever seems to mention that about the Devil, but maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn and that's our card. And I'm like, one of the worst things about the Devil is that super Capricorn trait of becoming a workaholic and, just using your work as a coping mechanism to deal with all of your stuff. So don't let that happen, when you see that card. But I feel like there's something that's really at a completion, something challenging that's been, very difficult, that's coming full circle. Because the Ten of Swords says, that's done, the past is over, don't keep going back to that, Cancer, it's not good for you. Let's get an affirmation on this reading, guys. There's a lot of good stuff in this month. And we have karma, yes. I mean, this is so much. It's like what you invest, what kind of thoughts you invest, what kind of time and energy and effort you invest have a very, very real cyclical energy right now. The cycles of birth and death, action and reaction comprise our universe. Your situation arose from past karmic connections. The opportunity to create good karma is now. That is so true right now. Oh my gosh. All past life influences are working toward a final balance, except what is. Absolutely. That thing about, creating, good patterns, good routines, karma is really just a result of our actions, building up to natural conclusions. So this is really saying repattern your thoughts, recalibrate your vibe, keep focusing on the good stuff, be grateful for the good stuff, and keep on going, Cancer. I hope your month goes great, the rest of October, and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Take care.